YouTube, what's up, man? It's your boy, the one J Osh. Welcome back to the show. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. First off, hey, my tornado fiends, y'all are different, okay? Because the fact that I post a reaction to a boxing documentary and y'all are still in there commenting about tornadoes, that's crazy. I love y'all for it though. That's crazy. I appreciate the comments. I just wasn't expecting it. I guess that's pretty crazy though. So somebody commented. I don't even think it was in that video, but somebody commented a video or two ago about the Greenfield, Iowa. I believe it's Iowa tornado that happened in like 2024. I think. Come to find out, I got videos of people chasing it. So, yeah, this is shout out to High Risk Chris. Cause we're gonna watch this video on them chasing it, and it's called the most dangerous tornado I've ever chased. So, hey, without further ado, let's get into it.
Straight towards me at over 50 miles per hour. I wasn't chasing the tornado. The tornado was.
What happened?
This tornado was heading straight towards me at over 50 miles per hour. I wasn't chasing the tornado. The tornado was chasing me.
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
The craziest thing was, this tornado had a twin, and it was one of the most powerful tornadoes in history. This was, by far, the most dangerous storm I have ever chased.
Ooh.
Late May is peak tornado season, so when a moderate risk set up over Iowa, of course I was there. Choosing the target was actually easy. Everything was pointing towards southwest Iowa, where extreme surface vorticity and low-level cape were perfectly overlapping. The target was locked. I was heading straight for the town of Red Oak, Iowa, where I met up with my friend Kelton. Soon after, storms initiated to our southwest.
Greenfield, Iowa.
We were in the perfect position. The storms were coming straight towards us. But
Shout
we
Red Oak.
moved and started hearing reports of a tornado in Red Oak, the very town we were just sitting in. The situation was already stressful, and to make matters worse, Kelton and I both lost all cell phone signal, leaving us completely without radar. We then stopped to think about our next move. As we sat at the intersection, other chasers, Max Olson and Aaron Rigsby, flew by us going south towards the tornado. Maybe they knew something we didn't, because instead of going south, we decided to go east, leaving us with a better view of the reported tornado. At least that was the theory.
Oh yeah.
So how did Max and them like?
Alright, I think I see.
So like, how did Max and them know?
When I
Like,
first
did
see a
they?
tornado, one of the first things I do is check which direction it's moving. If it's moving left or right, then I'm safe. But if it's not moving at all, that means I'm in the path.
We're right in the path, dude.
We were right in the path, so we kept moving east. As Kelton and I drove east, the tornado continued to get closer and closer.
Oh man, that's pretty.
And while we still had some space between us and the tornado, we really couldn't stop and record because it was moving so quickly.
Keep moving.
So we kept moving east, recording from our cars.
Damn. We got a pretty one.
As the tornado moved towards our location, it appeared to be getting even stronger. While tornadoes like this are extremely dangerous to chase, especially for me, the thing is, strong tornadoes are actually quite rare. There's a much bigger threat we face every single day, the internet. Whether you're browsing, streaming, or working remotely on public Wi-Fi, your personal data is at risk. And the best way to protect yourself from the dangers of the internet
Show money, Chris.
and is not to protect or by using code for extra months. If you're money back. I do not like taking my chances, which is why I use since the
All right,
tornado
Chris,
was getting
get
so
your money,
incredible
man.
and was starting to get much
We got that
closer,
sponsor
I didn't
money.
want to keep recording from my moving car.
That's what's up.
So I started looking for a nice place to stop and record. But this is when things got even more dangerous. I tried to let Kelton know I was stopping, but he kept driving east. So now I was chasing this strong tornado by myself.
He can keep going. This is my life. I can do what I want.
And I'm glad I stopped because the tornado was gorgeous.
Wow.
And while I was about 5 miles north of the tornado, to the south, Max and Aaron were right behind the tornado.
Yep, it's gonna cross right in front of us.
Oh yeah, they got
Per
the
usual, these two were
heavenly
getting some of the
footage.
best tornado footage of the year. And this is what I was seeing. Not quite as good.
It's pretty strong.
When you're downstream from a tornado like this, it's almost like you're playing a game of chicken. And while I still had room, the tornado was moving at nearly 60 miles per hour, so my time was extremely limited.
A tornado don't have to worry about traffic or stop
My view
sign.
of the tornado started to get
Or
extremely obstructed.
tree
by
falling
rain,
or a power
making
line
the
falling.
situation even more dangerous
That
than
thing
it
goes where it
already
wants
was.
to.
The tornado became so wrapped in rain, it was nearly impossible to
Oh
see.
no.
So I got back in my car and started moving east with the storm. But the thing was, my view of the tornado was only getting worse.
Oh boy.
I then made it to an intersection where I faced an extremely difficult decision. Directly to my south was the tornado. The other option was to drive east, but that meant racing across the tornado's path, the most dangerous maneuver in storm chasing. And I can tell you that from experience.
Yeah, I remember.
Crossing a tornado's path is the one thing you should never do as a storm chaser.
So I'm
the safest
guessing you-
option was to drive north, away from the tornado. Eventually, I made the decision. I was not going to make the same mistake I made last year.
I can't keep going east.
Makes sense.
And while I drove north, I was unaware that there was actually another tornado.
That's a strong tornado.
Fellow storm chaser Colton Flint had a perfect view of this other tornado. And the crazy thing was, this tornado was even stronger than the first tornado, which was now roping out.
Oh.
While the rope out of the year was happening, this was my view. Meanwhile, Kelton was still driving to the east, and little did he know, he was right in the path of the second violent tornado. His rear dash cam captured the tornado crossing the road right behind him.
Ooh, he barely made it. Kelton.
Kelton narrowly escaped the tornado, but it was still on the ground, now moving towards the town of Greenfield, the town I was driving towards. I started getting a bad feeling about what I was doing. I was driving straight towards a nearly invisible tornado.
Oh,
so
no.
I aborted the mission and drove south, putting me well behind the tornado. I then got stuck in the mud. Eventually I got unstuck. At this point, there was zero chance I was catching up with the tornado, so I made my way into town. As I got closer to town, I began to see the one thing I never want to see.
The destruction.
The tornado had moved through this area less than 5 minutes ago, and since no one else was here to help, there was only one thing to do.
Hello? Everyone's alright? That was intense. No kidding. No kidding.
As I made my way into Greenfield, I began to realize the worst case scenario had taken place.
Yeah, Greenfield was hit. Damn, dude. Really, really bad.
Wanting to give as much space to the emergency workers, but still document this historic event, I flew my drone over the damaged path, and what I saw made me sick to my stomach. Buildings pulverized into tiny little pieces, some completely wiped off of their foundations. In my 5 years of chasing, this is by far the worst tornado damage I have ever witnessed.
Wow. This is craziness.
Looking back, I consider May 21st to be one of the most dangerous storm chases for a few reasons. There were two extremely powerful, fast-moving, totally rain-wrapped tornadoes. And to top it all off, I was chasing totally exhausted, with no radar, and had gotten split up from my chase partner, who himself was almost directly impacted by a tornado. The same tornado which had the fastest recorded winds in history. This day really just makes me sick to think about. One mistake could have resulted in my
318
death.
miles per hour.
Because of the harsh lessons I learned last year,
So is this not an EF5?
I did not make those same mistakes again.
Learn from.
In total, 5 people were killed by the Greenfield tornado.
Trying to get me with an ad. Dang, Greenfield wasn't no joke. And it. Okay, it's still played? Question mark. And it's still like. It looked like it roped out as soon as it was going through town, and it still did all that. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. I seen one for the St. Louis 2025. Maybe I should look at that. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if I should look at that one. But I hope y'all like this video. My tornado fans. I love y'all. I should have just named my name Tornado J.O. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe to your boy. On the road to 1,000 subs. It's your boy J.O. and I'm out. Hee.